Hey friends, welcome to What's Good in Your Neighborhood. I'm Lauren Nicole, and today I'm super excited to be talking with my friend Susan DiNapoli of Sue's Gifts and DB from Fallen Heroes Tattoo and Piercing. Thanks for being with me.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to talk about great stuff. I think we've been friends for, I don't know, we met through Tara at like a cornhole tournament or something.
Yeah, 2019.
It's been a while.
Yes.
But you guys are going to love this and love what we're talking about. Let's start first. I don't know, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's start, Sue. Let's talk about Sue's gift.
Okay.
Let's talk about the background first, and then we'll talk about
Tattooathon
coming up.
All the great stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks. Sue's gift started after my mom, Sue DiNapoli, passed away from ovarian cancer back in 2005. We saw my mom through that cancer journey, and we really noticed a lack of support services for people with gynecologic cancers. There was a lot of support around breast cancer at the time, but my mom didn't have any of that support because she had ovarian cancer.
I feel like even still, right? Even still, there's so much support for breast cancer. People are aware and they know.
Right.
But other gynecological cancers,
we don't talk about the gynecologic ones because, you know, when it happens below the belt, we're quiet about it, I guess. Yeah. But, you know, the good news is, you know, we made a change in our community, and now Sue's Gift is here. We provide financial assistance for people statewide who are facing a gynecologic cancer diagnosis. We also provide peer-to-peer mentoring where we take a survivor who's at least 1 year out of treatment, and we train and empower her to be a mentor to a newly diagnosed patient with the same cancer type. And we're talking about gynecologic cancers. There's 7 different types of gynecologic cancers, and we have a mentor for every one of those 7 different types. So it's a great program. Peer support helps when people can't make it to a support group because maybe they will work full-time. Or maybe they live in a rural area and one is not provided for them. So we're able to provide emotional support throughout the state with that program, which is really great. We also do those chemo support bags that patients get usually on the day that they're diagnosed in the cancer center. They go home with a bag from Sue's Gift with all kinds of things to help them get ready for treatment. We also provide like a lunch and learn opportunity where we do educational classes. We teach about coping skills and information about those different cancer types, just to basically make the cancer journey smoother and help people, you know, really thrive through those diagnoses. You know what I mean? And that's a hard thing to do.
Right. I think like sometimes you're hit with this, and because we don't talk about it, not only is it shocking, but then you don't actually know if you know anyone or know how to relate to people. Yeah. And you guys started really with like a huge dream. Not necessarily.
It was a big project.
It was a big project, but it's grown so much and it's changed so much over the years.
It really has.
So congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much.
I know that like seeing this really start to like thrive and be a part of the community has got to be so rewarding to know that like, hey, I started something because of what my mom went through, and now nobody else has to go through that alone.
Right. Yeah, the legacy of it really just touches my heart, you know what I mean? To be able, my mom went to a women's cancer support group where there were 6 breast cancer survivors, and my mom, who was the only one with chronic and recurrent ovarian cancer, she stopped going to that support group after a couple of years because she felt she was bringing the group down. You know what I mean? So to be able to provide this level of support for the people facing gynecologic cancer in Colorado is really, 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 I mean, clearly the most rewarding thing I've ever done with my life and will ever do. Well, but it's, you know, it's what we do, and I love it very much. Yeah. And I'm really grateful to people like David who jump in because it's
obvious when you look at David. You're like, hey, you know who my best supporter is going to be? Right?
This
DB
tattooed dude, this guy with the beard and the tats. That's the guy.
Okay, so tell us, DB, why this cause is so important and meaningful to you and how you got involved.
Okay. So my mom passed from ovarian cancer a while back before we opened the shop. And when we talked about opening the shop, we talked about, because my wife and I are both from here, we wanted something that was built to be part of and built to continue to be part of Colorado Springs. So the way that you do that is you get involved with something that's from the heart. So I think it was our 9th, 10th, or 100th attempt to find somebody that supported ovarian cancer, you know, people struggling with it. And we talked to Susan, and We said, hey, we just want to do this benefit. We want to give you all the money we make on this day.
Yeah.
And will you please take our money? She said, I'll give it a shot.
I mean,
I'll give it a shot.
Why not?
Sure, we'll give this a whirl. Tattoos and ovarian cancer. I mean, maybe there's a connection. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought we'd get maybe $500 or so the first year.
Yeah.
I was blown away when they showed up with a check for $4,000. I just had no idea that it would be like that.
Yeah.
And year to date, so to date, you've done it 8 years. This one coming
Number
up on
9.
Saturday will be the 9th.
Yep.
But they have raised $159,000.
That's amazing.
For Sue's Gift, doing just tattoos.
Yep.
Just what they do on an everyday. You know what I mean?
love it.
They made an event out of it, and they're giving back in a real hardcore way. You know what I mean?
It really shows that like everybody has something to offer, right?
Yep.
You can always use the skills, the gifts, the talents that you have
Absolutely.
in a meaningful way.
In a meaningful way to give back to something you love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
tell them the details of Tattooathon because, line up on Saturday,
Yep.
524 West Colorado Avenue.
She's like, wherever you guys are, wherever you are,
Get
come
there.
get this
It's so
tattoo.
exciting.
All right, let's talk about Tattooathon.
Okay, so if you want the whole rundown that I won't have on the top of my
let's do
head.
it. Yeah, no, all of the details. Please.
Website.
Imagine.
Let's
Yes.
go website
Let's go.
for the people that don't want to hear me drone on and forget things. FallenHeroesTattoo.com.
Okay.
They can go there. They can check everything out under the tab that says Tattooathon.
Okay.
They'll learn everything they need to learn. If they don't want to do that and they just want to find something to do on Saturday that supports this young lady,
Yeah.
pop into the shop.
What side of town are you on?
We are on the west side of town.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
As one
That's
does.
where the good stuff happens.
That's,
Come on.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Right outside of downtown.
We are at 524
Right
West
outside of
Colorado. So pop in, walk in, and we will get you taken care
Okay,
of.
so what's the plan for the day? We're going to get in line. We're going to show up. Do we have to come with an idea in art? Do you have ideas in art?
You bring it.
We bring the
So
art.
that
It's custom
it's
art.
not, and that's a big confusion for a lot of people is, it's another flash event. No, it's not a flash event.
Okay.
It's about the size of a bottom of a soda can.
Okay.
Whatever you want, minus realism. Obviously, realism takes a little more time.
Yeah.
We'd like everybody to be able to participate. So about a 30 to 45 minute tattoo,
Okay.
and you're out the door with exactly what you wanted.
Are you doing like a flat pricing?
It's $100 a tattoo.
$100
And how much goes back to Sue's Gift?
$80?
$80.
$80.
Of the 100 goes to Sue's Gift. That's insane. They're giving away tattoos.
So do you get, this is just me being nosy now. Over
like
this
nosy.
is welcome to the podcast.
Go ahead.
Lauren being nosy. So are all of your like artists volunteering? They're timed?
That's a big thing and a question that not many people ask. Well played. We have lucked into, I don't know what to attribute it to, but we have the most amazing artists on the planet.
Might be the
None of them
culture.
make a penny on
Might be the
Tattooathon, but every single one of them goes out of their way to be there.
Absolutely.
That's
they do.
amazing. That's
beautiful.
so fun.
It's the
Love it.
culture you built, sir. It's the culture you built.
Yeah. Do you
Absolutely
have,
is.
okay, so I'm going to keep being nosy. This is what we do.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so I love to I'm not very good with ideas in art and yada yada, but I'm good with if I can look at an image. You guys have an Instagram or something where we can see
Absolutely.
the work and be like, oh, it'd be cool if I could do something like this or that or whatever.
So the Instagram here is Fallen Heroes Tattoo CO.
Okay.
Right.
So
to
we
that,
can
you
get
see us.
online.
Or you can go right on our website and click follow us on Instagram.
Okay, great. Do people come in? Are they allowed to have more than one?
With multiple sessions,
Okay.
obviously each session is that amount that we get to give to Susan.
I'm expecting there's probably going to be quite a line at this point. If we're pretty much full on registrations ahead of time at this point, y'all just need to show up.
I would say show up.
Show up, get in
early.
line.
And the ladies at the front counter, if people walk in and it's a longer wait or a long-ish wait, they'll take down a phone number and 15, 20 minutes out, they'll say, hey, your appointment's almost here, pop in, let's get it knocked out. So people don't have to sit in the front of a tattoo studio all day. However,
that could be
we
great
are going to have
people
some
meeting,
fun things to
you
do.
know what?
I was
That's
gonna
you
say,
meet people who care about the same thing,
Yes.
who
Right.
are hanging out, having a good time
It's a
to
great
support
place
a cause.
to hang out. It
Yep.
really
And you've
is.
got other things going on while we're hanging
We've
out
got
too.
tons of other things going on.
Yeah.
We've got the
Oh,
Show it-
the
permanent
off.
jewelry. Permanent
Doing
jewelry.
Permanent jewelry again.
Yep. They're doing, they always,
Creative chaos, right?
Creative Chaos.
Love that.
There.
and they're doing the hair tinsel. Girls do the hair tinsel.
Oh, we're doing tinsel again.
Our PMU lady, which is permanent makeup, she normally
Okay.
does the wake up
Yeah,
made
yeah.
up, the permanent lipstick stuff. She has some
DV, why didn't you start
permanent.
with this?
This is not her temporary. This is the permanent stuff.
Yeah.
And she's doing these little tiny flash pieces, hearts,
Oh, cute.
ribbons, things like that, all in teal. So you can come in. A lot of ladies are getting them here. A lot of guys too, getting them right here on that tragus.
Yeah.
They'll get this little tiny teal tattoo, and it's just kind of cool. So little stuff like that going on. We've also got a silent auction going on.
Oh my gosh, fun stuff. Wait,
like
we didn't talk about piercings.
No, we did not talk about piercings.
We already said it's lobe, helix, and the nose, and the nose.
You got it.
Lobe, helix,
Lobes, helix, and the nose. That's right. And those are $50.
Okay.
So $50 gets you any piercing you want, in and out, you're done. Walk-ins on that are 100% fine.
Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many fun things going on.
There's a ton of fun things going on.
All
And it's
for a
all
good
in
cause.
3 days now.
And you're downtown, you're on the west side, you can go get a snack, you can hang out.
Lots of snacks around us.
Yeah.
Okay, but more importantly, I would say more importantly, let's just go back to more importantly.
Okay.
That like all of the funds from this are really going to support this incredible work that you guys are doing over there that you care so deeply about. I can't even imagine what it would be like. Maybe you can speak to like, hey, what's it like when you get that diagnosis? What's it like when you're going through it? And you don't know, as a family member, as a son, as a daughter, like, what can we do to be supporting our loved ones when the unexpected happens and this comes to our door?
Right. Yeah, that's a really hard question.
It's a...
You know, for us, it was hard because, you know, we couldn't find any services or resources for my mom. You know, you guys were probably in the same boat. There just wasn't anything for those patients. So I'm really, you know, we get referrals now directly from the hospital. So as soon as they're diagnosed, they get introduced to Sue's Gift, which is, you know, something that I'm very proud of, that we have those resources right at every cancer center in the state. They are sending us those referrals, people who need financial assistance, people who need emotional support. It's, you know, it has changed. We've changed the game.
Well, it certainly eases, I would think, getting access to resources and knowing what's available and just getting educated because not that oncologists aren't great people, but I don't know that they're necessarily known for like taking all the warm, fuzzy approaches. You know, and so having somebody there that can really be that support to lean on and talk to about those things seems really critical.
It really, really is. That kind of support. So we know, studies have shown that when a cancer patient receives emotional support, financial support, and social support from their community, they have better survival outcomes. That means that what the work we are doing is saving lives. And it also decreases the rates of PTSD after treatment. So, you know, even with, you know, so increasing survival rates and making sure that people are healthy and they come out of their cancer journey healthy and able to, you know, get back into society and continue their life. More and more people are surviving cancer, which is great, but it's traumatic. You know what I mean? It's traumatic. So to have some emotional support is really important. You know, we also do these great celebrations of survivorship. And Sunday, September 15th, is our biggest one. Our biggest one, the Be Everywhere 5K Run 3K Walk. Where we see these families firsthand come out and support the survivors in their life. People who've been newly diagnosed all the way through, you know, we've got people that are 20 years out of cancer walking around the park that day. And you can tell the survivors because for every year that they are a survivor, they get a strand of teal beads. So you'll see people walking around with 15, 16, 17 strands of beads on their chest with so much pride, you know what I mean?
That's so great.
And it's inspiring to all the other people there, you know what I mean? There is hope. There is hope. You can survive these diagnoses now.
Well, and what I love about that event is that those of us, you know, who have friends or family or loved ones going through it or have gone through it, like it offers us the opportunity to give back and do something meaningful too. Like hope for people that are in it, but also I think, you know, it affects everyone.
Absolutely.
And so to be able to go out or raise some money or say like, hey, I care about this and get a team together.
Absolutely.
And say, let's all
come out in
do
the
it.
Park and support them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we see so many families out there. It's really the best day ever. Because it happens the day after Tattooathon, which is the best day ever, until Sunday, which is then the best day ever. Because each day this weekend just gets better. You know what I mean? But you know,
next week you'll be taking a long nap.
Do not wake me.
This weekend is running on caffeine.
Absolutely. And good vibes and the best energy. You know what I mean? I don't need a lot of caffeine to get up and do this work.
And volunteers.
You
we'll
know
get all of them out there.
All of them out there. That's right. Yeah. We do great stuff. It's really rewarding. And, you know, DB and his crew are at Be Ovary Aware on Sunday the 15th to present the big check.
Yep.
So everybody at the Be Ovary Aware 5K Run 3K Walk gets to see how many tattoos we did and how much money that raised. And it blows my mind when I'm like, okay, how many people have fresh ink this morning? And they're like, yeah! Because they all got tattooed yesterday and they're doing a 5K the next day, you know?
The whole weekend.
It's how the weekend is supposed to roll, for sure.
Well, for you all going through that process, I mean, obviously finding a way to be involved and give back, I think is probably, is that like a healing process for you? Or how did you get plugged in?
I got plugged in because when my mom passed, my sister and I were there, and the last thing that she told us was to do this well. So how do you take that and do it? So
you're doing it well.
That's how we got involved, and now it's. I think, like Susan was saying, everybody now there's support, there's groups, there's money available, there's people surviving. That wouldn't have even 5 years ago. Right. So we're moving the needle.
Yeah.
I love it.
I guess seeing that process and that, what's the word I'm looking for? Moving
growth.
The growth, of really seeing those things come to fruition over time. That has to be so meaningful. And I know you guys
100%.
are really doing a lot of work and getting a lot of the word out there about these things. And so, like Susan said, you're doing a great job.
You're doing it well.
That's all we're looking for.
You're doing it well.
I mean, I think it takes a village, right? And so
100%.
if we can reach the village,
right,
and invite them in, that's what
Come,
we need
village.
to do.
Come on.
Come walk with us.
Hang out with us.
I don't know. Sometimes you get the sporty types that want to run too.
Right.
You can come on to our village too, but I'm not gonna lie. I'll be.
You know, I've done this
Thanks
5K
for this,
event for this is our 16th annual Be Ovary Aware 5K Run 3K Walk. I have yet to leave the park. I'm in charge of the 0K sit-in for ovarian cancer. I just sit there and eat the donuts. Yes, I'm in the park and I eat the donuts.
Stickers?
Yeah, the 0K sit-in.
I want a zero. I'm in.
I don't K. I'm K-free.
There'll be no Ks.
Oh my gosh.
But I do love that event. You know what I mean? It's a great event. I don't run or walk.
Okay.
I walk.
Well, I would be remiss if before we signed off today, we didn't also talk just a smidge about like, hey, here's how to be aware and preventing and on the lookout to make sure that people are informed about these things.
Yeah, September is Gynecologic and Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Ovarian cancer is a very sneaky disease that does have symptoms. Those symptoms are bloating that is persistent, eating less but still feeling full, abdominal pain, and trouble with your bladder. Now, when I say those symptoms to you, you think maybe I had a beer and an extra pretzel last night and now I'm feeling weird. So really, those are the early warning symptoms, but more importantly, know your family history.
Okay.
Know your family history. Know if you have a relative that has passed away from breast or ovarian cancer, that you will have a higher risk of these diseases. Those symptoms are so incredibly subtle, they're hard to get your doctor's attention.
Well,
so track them.
Women's health is tricky anyway.
Yes, track them. Yeah. Track those symptoms. Every day that you have them, make a note in your calendar, have a special calendar for that. Take that calendar to your doctor and say, I would like a transvaginal ultrasound, please. These are my symptoms. You have to advocate.
Yeah,
and
you have to be your own advocate.
You really do,
sure.
Especially with a disease like ovarian cancer, which is very, very, very sneaky and
quiet. Can they catch these things on your yearly? What picks them up?
So a pap smear is only detecting cervical cancer, which is very important to detect. Please get your pap smears, absolutely. But that only detects cervical cancer. Now, we talked earlier, there are 7 types of gynecologic cancers. We only have early detection for 1.
Oh, interesting.
We only have early detection, the pap smear, for 1 of the 7. So you are not all clear if your pap is all clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like the kind of thing with breast cancer. You know, they say, do your self-exam if you find a lump. know that that's the same ability to be like, my ovary feels like a different size.
Right. That's not the case. It's not. And so when we're talking about these numbers of incidence of these cancers, breast cancer is 1 in 7 women in their lifetime will experience a breast cancer diagnosis. That's crazy. 1 in 7, that's a lot. Gynecologic cancer, we're more like 1 in 20, 1 in 25-ish. Still quite a bit. So you do have to, the vigilance about getting that early detection for breast cancer is very important. You know what I mean? I don't want to say that it's not. It absolutely is. We just don't have that avenue yet in the gynecologic cancer world. And honestly, if we did, it would make a huge difference. It's made a huge difference with cervical cancer. Cervical cancer rates have decreased tremendously over the last 20 years because of the pap smear and, the knowledge and information around that. So
the science hasn't caught up yet.
Right, it's not. But what we know is important is knowing your family history. If you have a family history of these diseases, then you are at a higher risk to develop them. And your primary care doctors should know that about you. Okay. Say, my aunt passed away from breast cancer. My sister had the diagnosis. Like, your primary care needs to know your cancer history.
Yep.
Yep.
That's important.
That's prevention.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you both for coming in. Is there
Thanks for having me.
Before? Well, we want to make sure people have the website, I guess. Say it one more time. Both. Let's do both so everybody has it.
We are Sue'sGift.org. We are on Race Roster for the Be Everywhere 5K Run 3K Walk. So you can find it on Race Roster. Race Roster.
This is me all day.
Or at Sue'sGift.org. We've got a link that'll take you there.
Okay.
Yep. And ours is fallenheroestattoo.com.
Perfect. Okay, we can get involved with both events.
Yes.
There's volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
There's a way to just write a check. What?
Please
she won't say no.
Please do.
You know.
Actually, a credit card's better. Just
okay.
that link.
Right? Then you don't send her a check. Just swipe that card. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you both for chatting with me. I think it's really inspirational, the work that you're doing, but important that we get the word out and we get people to these events. So I appreciate you coming in and chatting.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, that's all I have today for you all, but make sure to tune in next time for what's good in your neighborhood.